This is a big one, especially if your kids are still small. And once they get past a certain age, it's kind of difficult to start this, but you need to teach your kids to hear the word no and not freak out, right? They need to hear no and be okay with it, right? So sometimes if you'll say as a parent, "Oh, we don't have money for that." My mom used to take us into the store and be like, we got the speech. She said, "No piden porque no hay." She said, "Don't ask because we don't have any money. We're only going in there to buy what we need, and there's nothing extra." So we always knew that there was no money for the things that we wanted, so we never asked, right? But sometimes a better answer is maybe we have the money. We're simply choosing not to spend it on that, right? So one thing I had to teach my son was that my husband and I both at the time when he was small, we both worked full time. We both had decent income. I told him, I can buy you whatever you want. I can afford to buy that. I have the money, but I'm not always going to tell you yes. Sometimes you're going to hear no. And if you cry and scream when I tell you no, it's going to be no and no and no until you stop crying and screaming. When you calm down and be like, okay, mommy, then it's going to be yes. So teach them to hear the word no and accept no, and that crying and screaming is not going to get you to get a yes. That's how you condition your children. They're basically training you, right? If I cry and scream, mommy and daddy are going to give me what I want. If you give into that, you're screwed. You have to be stronger than your kids, right? When they hear the word no and they flip out, sometimes you just got to leave the store. Say, oh, time to go home. This is not happening today. And if they learn that your behavior is consistent, then eventually they're going to catch on.